Peace, 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 peace. Rami Salam El, I thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in. We got a lot to get to. More reaching out to the NOI. What's it all about, Rami? Hold on. Before I get to it, on this last video I did, I was talking about Thoth the Atlantean. This is a book right here, Thoth the Atlantean. This is the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. And we were speaking, someone was speaking in the chat about how you have to sometimes read things over and over and over to really get the understanding. And I was saying how in this book, somewhere in here, it was saying how you needed to read it about 100 times to really unlock the key. But I was doing it late last night and I couldn't even, I didn't have it highlighted or anything. I couldn't find it. And I wasn't sitting right on my heart. I said, man, I got to find it before I do another video. Found it. And what do you know? It was the first page on the preface. But how ironic is that? Because I'm actually working on the preface or preface. I don't know which way you say it. But I'm working on the preface intro to this other book. But that's another story for another day. Now, let me get to the quote. It says, the tablets translated in this work are 10, which were left in the Great Pyramid in the custody of the pyramid priest. And then a little further down, it says, they should be read not once, but 100 times, for only thus can the true meaning be revealed. A casual reading will give glimpses of beauty, but more intensive study will open avenues of wisdom to the seeker. Which is, man, is real. You know what I mean? You can read something 5 times. You have a good understanding. You read that book 100 times, you gonna really know that thing. You feel me? But now let's get to the topic at hand. And I wanted to reach out to the two brothers of the NOI, Rizza Islam and Brother Ben X. I'll start with Brother Rizza Islam because I seen he did this piece. Assalamu alaikum to all the Muslim brothers and sisters out there. I seen he did this video with this other Moor, Taharka. And I have my issues with people like Taharka and the methods that they're using to confuse the people. But I understand it. Everyone has their position in this thing we call life. You know what I mean? And some people are playing their roles. You know what I mean? And so what I wanted to do was reach out to Rizza and just let you know, thank you. You know, I was listening very closely and I really appreciated how you were consistent in what you were saying. How you were also calling out the manipulation and technology tactics that were being used. And you did it with love. It wasn't malicious. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't to hurt people. It's to just let it be known this is what it is. And I just wanted to say I appreciate it. And also, I know you know this, but I just wanted to make sure that I reached out publicly and let it be known that not all Moors are operating with that kind of energy. And I wanted to use that, or use this moment to bring us together. And I wanted to read something because I love the discipline and I love the unity that the Nation of Islam shows. And it's very consistent. And there is something that Noble Ali wrote in what is called Moorish literature. And it's an excerpt called Following Our Leaders. It says, thousands of Moorish Americans will follow their leaders, regardless of propaganda put forth by those who have designs to hinder them in the work for the advancement of their people. We will not stop to question their requisites, qualifications, nor anything else, so long as our leaders who have investigated and passed on the course of action, which we feel is enough endorsement for us to act. We have long known that the first attempt to crush the leaders of any movement or organization is to plant dissension among their followers. Such will never be the case with Moorish Americans, and I feel also Nation of Islam, brothers and sisters. For when we have chosen our leaders, that within itself tells the world that we are going to follow them. All of the knocks and slams that come from anyone against our leaders will be ignored by us. Where they lead us, we will follow. Powerful. And I just wanted to share that because the conversation between Rizza Islam and other brothers was kind of hostile. And I feel in general, the perception of Nation of Islam and Moorish Americans or members of the Moorish Science Temple of America is a better comparison. I feel like it's been a versus thing when really we should understand that we got to come together, that the Nation of Islam is really demonstrating, the information and the message that Noble Drew Ali was teaching us to do and to be ourselves. Did I want to read one more? No, I think that's all from there. Oh, also, yes, just one more thing. Our dollars and cents, another excerpt. There's not very much spoken about Noble Drew Ali, but I feel that it's one that Nation of Islam not only would agree with, but taking it a step further, they put it into action. And I feel at a much more effective or productive rate than Moorish Americans or Moorish members of the Moorish Science Temple of America have been doing. But the excerpt is: the doctrine of economic security is by no means as widespread and intensive among Americans of our group as the circumstances demand. And the more written and said on the subject, the better. We need to more earnestly urge conscientious support of the businessmen and women of our group in their chosen fields of endeavor. The greater the success of their business enterprises, the more open gates of opportunity there will be for our youth of today and tomorrow. Think of this fact: we need to urge that our businessmen and women build on the principle of service. We need to urge greater cooperation among them to render courteous, honest, and efficient service to the buying public. I'm not going to get into all of that, but I just feel like that's just another point that we can agree on and that we can build on, as opposed to trying to be divisive or this way is the right way versus this way is the right way. When we know that the powers, the people that are controlling and oppressing us at this time, they want us divided. They want us fighting each other, and we got to work against that. We got to overcome that. And then I also wanted to reach out. To Brother Ben. Checking my notes. I had to write down some notes real quick. Yeah, Brother Ben. And I'm not going to forget about the point I want to have about Moors that may be pushing back against this. But Brother Ben, I saw a video that his YouTube channel got terminated. And one, that's just unfortunate, you know what I mean? But on a larger note, that's been happening to not just quote unquote black conscious teachers and individuals, but people who are speaking truth and people who are speaking and providing information that isn't available through the mainstream or the corporately controlled media, I should say. And honestly, I just was reflecting on it, and I read this part in the Quran. It kind of spoke to me. It says, "And when ye separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth you to love and unity. Prefer not a stranger, prefer thy own blood. If thy brother is in adversity, assist him. If thy sister is in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. That's the key right there. The care be continued to us all through our love to each other. And so really, I just wanted to reach out to Brother Ben and say, if I can, when you get a new channel set up, whatever video that you put up saying, the new information, giving a breakdown of everything that happened, I would love to host that video on the channel just to help drive traffic back to your channel, to educate and inform the people. And on a larger note, I think this is a sign that we need to create our own platform, so that we do not have to be concerned about someone snatching all of our information and our education and the dialogues that were happening in the comment sections. We don't have to be concerned about someone monitoring and snatching that off the internet if they feel they want to. So, if anyone sees this that knows Brother Ben, or Brother Ben sees this, reach out to me. Please let me know. Hit me in the comment section, however you can. And then let me close with this. I know it's some Moors that have an objection to Farrakhan, or may feel that Farrakhan is purposely misleading the people. He's still on the black stuff, and he knows about Noble Drew Ali, and they can't get down with Farrakhan, etc., etc., etc. I hear you, and I get that perspective. What I would say is that we must be mindful not to get into trying to be cliques and be down with a follower. Or I'm down with Noble Drew Ali and my crew, the Moors, yeah. Or I'm down with Nation of Islam, Farrakhan, Elijah Muhammad, Farrar Muhammad, yeah. Or I'm down with Jesus, the Son of God, Trinity, yeah. Or I'm down with Prophet Muhammad, the Muslims, yeah. Or I'm down. You see what I'm saying? When we get into that, it's another way to divide us. And I would just like to point back to the Quran that Noble Drew Ali brought to just remind us of this. There is but one Allah, the author, the creator, the governor of the world, almighty, eternal, and incomprehensible. The sun is not Allah, though his noblest image. He enlightened the world with his brightness. His warmth giveth life to the products of the earth. Admire him as the creature, the instrument of Allah, but worship him not. To the one who is supreme, most wise, beneficent, and to him alone belong worship, adoration, thanksgiving, and praise. Understand it. Much love to Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Much love to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Much love to the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Much love to all the religious leaders, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Jesus, Buddha, Confucius. The one we should be worshiping is Allah, the rootless root, the one that gave everybody life. And that's how we should be able to unify, understand we're all children of the one, the all, Allah. I didn't mean to really get too preachy on you with that, but that's just from the heart. Rizza Islam, Brother Ben X. I would love to work with you guys. Nation of Islam. I feel that I feel that in this day, in this time, you know, we truly have to come together and not, superficial, not being facetious, not, putting on an act, but in a real way. You know what I mean? And really see each other as family and really take care of each other as family and really support each other's family. And really love, most importantly, love each other as family. That's the key. That's the way. Yeah. That's it for now. Much love to you. Thank you for tapping in. Study Noble Drew Ali. Study Elijah Muhammad. Study Louis Farrakhan. Study. 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 Peace. Bonus round, bonus round, bonus round. One last thing I was thinking about with the whole Farrakhan situation, especially Moors. You can have your critiques of the NOI, Farrakhan, all of that aside. But what other quote-unquote black leader was bold enough, courageous enough to say this?
Now let's look at Noble Drew Ali. Here's a man that died a young man. Noble Drew Ali. He lived from 1886 to 1929. I salute my brother. He's the first man to bring Islam to us in the way he tried to bring it. And I thank him, thank Allah for him. He said the Moors were enslaved by reducing their mentality to that of Negroes, blacks, and colored people. As a man thinketh, so is he. Moors, you sleep too much. He's calling all black people in America Moors. But Moors is the name given to the Muslims from North Africa that invaded the Iberian Peninsula and brought Islam to Spain and Portugal and southern France. So he's calling us Moors, and he dressed his followers in the fez of the Muslim people of the East. Look at what he said. The Moors were enslaved by reducing their mentality to that of Negroes, blacks, and colored people. As a man thinketh, so is he. Moors, you sleep too much. Wake up and see the 7 bridges crossing in the sky. Can you see that you are a people? Not an organization. We are a people. We are a nation.